two protocols today. The first one is the 3-2-1 protocol. And this is what I want you to do yourself. And I want you to think about a coaching session that you had recently. And I want you to start by thinking about 3 things that went really well in that coaching session. So three things that you did really well, 3 things that you're really proud of, 3 things the teacher did really well. So what went great? So I want to take a second to give you a moment to go ahead and write that or jot those 3 things down. Then after you have those 3 things, I want you to think about 2 things that if you were to do this coaching session over again, if you had a magic wand, what are 2 things that you might change about how that coaching session went? What are questions you might have asked differently, or questions you might have asked altogether or not asked at all? What are 2 ways that you might have changed what you did? And then when you have that written down, last, I want you to think about what's one thing that you are going to do to follow up with this teacher in the next 48 hours. How are you going to take what you just reflected on and follow up with that teacher and bring it into help them also be able to do their work in a more powerful way? All right, I'm going to pause there and you can keep writing, but I'm going to, I didn't tell them I was going to do this, but I'm going to say throw it out to Dee and Heather. What do you think is powerful about doing a protocol like 3-2-1 versus just asking a person how the coaching session went?
Well, it's more targeted questioning, right? It makes them think of very specific answers first, and instead of it being just wide open. So I like it's almost like I think of like Google Expeditions when the teacher forces or asks the class to go to a certain place, and they kind of have the choice to not go there, but you are focusing and centering them there. You're like, I want you to go here. Now, what do you see at this location? So I like its directed reflection.
Definitely unmute. Yeah, I think that's what I appreciate about it too, that a lot of times in the fray of the day, if I go into a classroom and then sit down with the teacher, I'm like, what went well? There's so much that has happened even in the 2 hours since I sat with that teacher, or 48 hours since I sat with that teacher or went into their classroom, that it can be really helpful to have specific prompts to direct the thinking. Otherwise, the conversation is like, wow, I don't even remember. I didn't eat lunch today. This student is bothering me, and you can lose that focus piece of the reflection.